You wake on a reed mat. Your back protests. Smoke, grain, and something else crowd your nose. Maybe the Nile itself. It's still dark, but the sky already hums with heat. You try to sit. Your mouth is sand. Outside a shout, "Puree, the growing season." Then wooden sandals slap dry earth. You're in ancient Egypt. Not the postcard, no gold, no gleaming monuments. A river village, mud walls, flies, people already moving. You want to wash your face. No sink, no tap. Just a clay jar filled yesterday, now smelling like old barley. You tip the jar. The water wobbles dull and cloudy, carrying flecks that catch dawn's first light. You splash your cheeks. It dries sticky. Your skin itches where the salt dries. Breakfast is a rough wedge of bread. Maybe beer, cloudy, sour, thick as porridge. You hesitate. Your throat burns. You drink. It's warm, heavy. It keeps you going. On the floor sits a low basket with onions and a handful of dates. A fly lands on the cut side of a loaf and dances there like it owns the place. You wave it off. It returns. You stop waving. The fly wins. This isn't Museum Egypt. It's Maintenance Egypt. The only gold is dust and it coats everything. You step outside, squinting. The pyramids are far, already ancient to them. People glance at them like you'd glance at old ruins. Impressive, irrelevant. Life happens here, in the dirt. A woman with a clay jar balances it with one hand and a baby with the other. The jar looks heavier than the child. Her steps are sure. Your neck aches just watching. Most faces aren't nobles or priests. They're farmers and workers. Women haul water that could break your will. Kids run barefoot through mud that will dry to cracked earth by noon. Bread smells mixed with sweat, smoke, and river algae. The village wakes in layers. A donkey brays. A dog noses a basket and is shooed away with a sandal. Somewhere a pot lid rattles. Someone laughs once short, like the day taxed them in advance. Survival isn't destiny or glory. It's rhythm. Wake with the sun. Work till your hands burn. Eat, sleep, repeat, stop, and the Nile doesn't care. The crops don't care. The gods won't either. It isn't paradise. It's persistence. And you're already behind. By mid-morning, the sun stops being weather and starts being a person, choosing you. Sweat turns to paste. Dust to a second skin. Shade is scarce. Low roofs of mud and straw radiate heat like ovens. Someone hands you a jug. The water is cloudy, warm, faintly metallic. Drink anyway. Big mistake. Hours later, your stomach cramps. These microbes grew up with them, not with you. You try to clean your hands, but the water spreads the problem. Natron, salt on raw skin, stings like fire. Grit sneaks under your eyelid. It scratches with every blink. Eye infections here are common enough to ignore. You won't ignore it for long. A boy races past with a bundle of reeds over his shoulder, feet slapping dust. He doesn't look where he's going. He doesn't need to. The path looks like it was printed on his bones. By noon, your lips split. Your tongue is leather. Every breath tastes like hot stone. 6 hours in, your body wants out. Hunger arrives like math. A basket lands in your hands. Coarse emmer bread, still warm, and beer thick enough to chew. Sour, yeasty, cloudy. You grimace and keep going. It's often safer than water, and it fills the gaps. An onion, a fist of dates, maybe a scrap of dried fish if you're lucky. Everything tastes honest. Nothing tastes easy. The bread carries grit from the millstones. It sands your teeth. Your jaw protests. Your gut, raised on softness, braces. Someone offers you a pinch of salt. You put it on your tongue and feel your body lean toward it like a plant turning to sun. It disappears in a second, greedily. Carbs hit, then fade. The sun charges interest on every move. Salt leaves with your sweat. There's no snack, no coffee. Just work, rations, and the quiet math of calories versus heat. You drain the beer. It sits heavy, then steady. Welcome to the plan. Bread, beer, repetition. The work bell isn't a bell. It's movement. Bodies rise and file out with baskets, tools, rope. You follow. No one explains. They assume you know. You don't. Outside the village, the air smells like wet clay and hot metal. A bare-chested supervisor taps a reed stick toward the fields. You lift a basket of Nile silt. It is heavier than your confidence. You stumble. No one laughs. They keep moving. Your feet sink into ground that was underwater not long ago. The mud yields to your heel and then clings. Each step steals a little more of your day. The sun climbs. Your hands split. There are no gloves, no brakes. The rhythm is brutal. Lift, dump, smooth, repeat. Your back cramps. The man beside you, twice your age, barely slows. His body remembers this. Yours doesn't. A shadow creaks nearby, a wooden arm with a counterweight. Dipping a bucket into a channel, swinging, pouring. Dip, swing, pour. It keeps time better than any drum. By midday, your vision swims. A wall throws back more heat than the ground. A sip of warm beer helps just enough. You chew a date pit to keep your mouth busy. A scribe arrives with a board and a reed pen. His linen is clean in a way that offends you. He watches marks. A man steps out of line to wipe his face. The scribe's pen pauses. The man steps back into line. Afternoon, the tasks rotate, grinding grain, carrying bricks, weaving baskets. Do motions, same ache. Laughter sparks now and then. Bright, brief. Then the hush of exhaustion swallows it. At the grinding stone, you learn a new kind of time. The wheel turns. The grain squeals. Your shoulders prickle with chaff that glues itself to sweat. You sneeze once hard, and the dust comes back down like it forgot how to float. A child no older than 10 shows you a better grip. He doesn't speak. He moves your hands, nods, returns to his own work. His palms look like your father's. When the sun finally dips, you realize you've spoken almost nothing all day. Your muscles shake. Your hands are raw. People around you look normal, tired, steady. You are cooked. Evening doesn't slow the village. It changes gear. Fires crackle. People sit close, pass food, talk low. Words slip past. Names of gods, debts, rations, family lines. Everything runs on order. Everyone knows their place. The scribe, clean linen, ink-stained fingers, earns respect without lifting a brick. The foreman eats first. Eyes lower when the priest walks by. You, still learning the rules, already broke 3 by speaking at the wrong time. The priest stops near the edge of the circle and draws a line in the dust with a stick. He smooths it with his foot, then draws another. People hush without being told. You feel the hush like temperature dropping. It isn't fear so much as balance. Miet, truth, harmony, order. Step out of line and you're not just rude. You tilt the world. Inside homes the rhythm holds. Elders speak first. Women manage bread, water, flame. Children grind grain until they can hold tools. Everyone owns a role, even if it never changes. An older man adjusts the thatch on a roof with slow care, palm checking for gaps the way a fisherman checks net. A girl patches a basket, twisting wet reeds, sealing a hole so small you had to squint to see it. Nothing is wasted, not motion, not time, not a reed. Safe can feel like a cage. Predictable can feel like forever. You are a guest in a world where freedom isn't the goal. Survival is night turns and your gut turns with it. The world tilts. An old woman with steady hands kneels beside you. She ties a string around your wrist, a warm amulet carved smooth by touch. You expect medicine. You get both. She crushes garlic with honey and fat, presses it to your skin and murmurs a prayer. Here the gut and the gods share the same ledger. She touches your forehead with 2 fingers, and then the amulet, as if closing a circuit. She smells like smoke and wild herbs. Her hands are sure the way a boatman's hands are sure, practiced where it matters. She points upward. Stars, the order behind them. Illness, insects, bad dreams, imbalances, not accidents. So cures must balance body and spirit together. A child with a cough sits near his mother. The old woman gives him a smear of something sweet on a shard of pottery. He licks it clean and blinks at her like she gave him a secret. You lie still. Honey thick in the air. Somewhere a priest chants. A baby cries down the lane. People fear not just death but disorder, losing the thread that keeps the village stitched. A breeze finally finds you. It carries ash, marsh smell, and the faint iron of water. For a second you feel almost cool. The second passes. When your world depends on a river that floods or fails when it wants, faith isn't a luxury, it's insurance. The sky burns orange over the Nile. Smoke drifts. Kids laugh. The day folds into itself. You try to stand. Your legs argue. Every muscle hums like a foreign instrument. You've had maybe 1,000 calories. You've spent twice that in heat. From the riverbank comes a slap and a shout. Someone spooked a fish near the reeds. A boy runs with a net. He misses. He shrugs. Tomorrow there will be another fish or not. Life keeps tallies you don't see. Others move with quiet rhythm, cleaning, cooking, mending baskets. Their day changes gear. Yours is over. You're shaking dizzy. You would trade anything for clean water. A real bed, a breeze without dust. Dehydration thickens your blood. Skin runs hot and dry. Your gut still fights the morning drink. You could pass out before midnight. Heat stroke or infection taking over while the village keeps its pace. No drama, no panic. Here, people die. Life continues. A dog noses your ankle and decides you're not worth knowing. It wanders off, tail like a lazy metronome. You envy its certainty. If you make it to dawn, you'll wake sore, hungry, already behind again. The work repeats. Your body might adapt in weeks, maybe months. Not today. You think of the year in 3 pieces because they do. Flood, growth, harvest, Akhet, Pare, Shemu. The words sit heavy in your head, like stones lining a canal. You have entered in the middle, when there is no excuse to be still. So no, you wouldn't survive day 1. Not because you're weak, but because you were built for a different world. A softer one. A cleaner one. One that forgot the price tag on Alive. Final test. You get 1 modern item. No phone service, no cheats. What do you bring to survive day 1? Drop your pick below and like the smartest answer you see.